Hello and welcome to the channel. It's the Eradicator, and today we are going to have a little follow-up of the latest episode of Inside Star Citizen, an episode which actually quite baffled me, because we got some serious indication as of the contributions that Gen12 and Vulkan will have on Star Citizen and its performances, as well as the plan that Star Citizen developers have in order to schedule the progressive release of these improvements. So first, we'll have an excellent news here, and it seems that Gen12 should be ready for Alpha 3.18, which according to Cloud Imperial Games should release at the beginning of the month of December, which of course has chances of not happening, but well, that's another topic for another video, right? So we learned in the past episode of Inside Star Citizen that the task to make Star Citizen compatible with DirectX 12, which gives the name, by the way, to Gen 12, has been ongoing for several years already and required the rewriting of all of the different source codes from Star Citizen. Every single asset had to be rewritten, which of course was a tremendous task, which by the time this video is getting published is at its final touches, which explains why the studio is confident regarding its implementation in the game and has decided to communicate about it. So, what is Gen 12 going to bring? Well, it's just enormous here. We're talking about graphical improvements with actually at the scale, at the level of computer cores, as well as graphic cards, GPUs. And right now, one of the biggest problems for Star Citizen is just the way that computer cores get saturated and they cannot compute enough because of the optimization of the game. On top of that, this improvement is going to optimize furthermore the work that has been done on GPUs, which again should improve performance as well as give a much visually pleasing rendering. Gen 12 is therefore something that's been confirmed by the developers is going to improve the frames per second, the rate that we have at which we have the frames per second, which as of right now is not going to be much of a luxury because some of these areas are quite saturated, like Horizon, for example, which can be quite troublesome. And that's not all. With Gen 12, developers will then be able to implement the Vulkan technology as well as ray tracing, which should also bring in a better rendering when it comes to mirroring surfaces like mirrors, metals, liquids, and anything that's about lightning trajectory. So that's going to be linked to, for example, the sun's luminosity, lightning, flames, as well as lasers. Vulkan, as far as it's concerned, is going to reduce the workload on cores, and it's also going to be allowing for multi-threading, which is going to allow multiple cores to work together. So as you have understood right now, Gen 12 is just one stage that we are going to get here with 3.18, but it's just going to be the basic. It will then be improved with each update of Star Citizen in each quarter that we're going to have, or even sometimes with each little small intermediary update that we have in between. It's really something that the developers are going to keep on working until there's no more Star Citizen. Basically, it's something that's never going to end because the idea is to really make sure that Star Citizen remains on top of its game and remains a standard within the video game industry when it comes to graphics, which is something that started to fade away a little bit because development was stagnating a little bit and the new games were coming out on new engines like Unreal 5. I also suspect that Gen 12 and Vulkan, by the way, is also a prerequisite for the release of Squadron 42, because you could imagine that Chris Roberts will want his game to have the best performance possible and the best visual quality as well. And when you look at the images that were shown in the last CitizenCon, it does not seem like Squadron 42 looked very fluid. Definitely the frames per second were not that great, so I suppose that with Gen 12 and Vulkan, it's also going to be looking better. So there we have it, guys. That is all for this video. Hopefully this is going to make you understand a little bit better how Gen 12 and Vulkan works, but let me know in the comment section down below, guys, how do you think it's going to improve your performances when it comes to Star Citizen? How do you run Star Citizen right now without Gen 12 and Vulkan? How was the Siege of Horizon, for example? Well, I'd like to know in the comment section down below. It's the last chance to get a win a Crusader Spirit A1 with LTI. All you have to do is to answer the question and subscribe to the channel. Also, feel free to be joining or Discord Discord channel where we have another giveaway there that you can enter with our video sharing contest. And this month we are giving away a Crusader Spirit A1. Or you can also support the channel by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube Jump member and have automatic access by simply entering your name. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we're gonna have more news about Gen 12 and how it goes when it comes to the test that they are having right now in Vulkan. I guess that time will tell, right? Anyway, I wanted to give a big shout out as always to the supporters of the channel, including Dr. Frobin, Geek Citizen, Captain Snake, the DJ Don, Zero Crusher, and Wolfpack Pug. It's been the Eradicator. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later.